guys. You got to the media. Okay. I'll get you sure. Hold on. That's a 50 gig tournament. They're not turning.
Go, Chad.
You gotta get big shot.
We fighting Friday, man. Come on.
Friday's the fight. This is a psych. This is a psych right here. That's the psych right there.
Are you really gonna get rid of that?
It's the first one that turns away. Who's gonna turn away? Nobody's
gonna turn away.
I'm telling you, you gotta separate it. They're not gonna turn. There you go. Here we go. You want to just put your heads down? That's what's up. You got to fight. All right, guys.
Cruiserweight champion! Marco
I'm aging right now.
What's the record?
Hey, they're on it right now. They're on it right now.
What's the stare down record?
I don't know. They're close right now. They're close.
2 minutes and counting.
Let's see how long this goes. Wait a minute. One of them's fighting. Yeah, you got your winner.
Marco, yeah, I'm a Marco, yeah.
All right, thank you guys.
Down center, guys. Both of you right here. Andy, we got steady cams.
Antonio, where is
Guys, right down center. Right here.
Welcome back to the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. Thousands of boxing fans have packed this arena. American boxing fans, German boxing fans, Polish boxing fans to see this cruiserweight title fight. The tale of the tape between Huck and Głowacki looks like this. Huck with a height advantage, at least according to our tale of the tape. Those who went to the weigh-in say these two guys stared eye to eye. 2-inch reach advantage for Huck, both men weighing in just under 200 pounds, the cruiserweight limit.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Prudential Center here in Newark, New Jersey, live on Spike. This is Premier Boxing Champions. Tonight's action begins with the co-main event, 12 rounds for the Cruiserweight Championship. Introducing the red corner first. He wears the white and red. His professional record stands undefeated at 24-0-15. Victories coming by way of knockout, hailing from Wrocław, Poland. Introducing the challenger, Krzysztof "The Head" Głowacki. And across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, he wears the black. The longtime champion brings a professional record with 38 victories, 2 defeats, and 1 draw, 26 wins coming by way of knockout from Berlin, Germany. Introducing the Cruiserweight champion, Marco Captain Huck. And the referee in charge of the action, Dave Fields.
Gentlemen, scheduled to box 12 rounds for the WBO Cruiserweight Championship of the World. I'm going over the rules in the dressing room. I expect you to obey my commands at all times. Most of all, protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves, good luck.
For this championship fight, we'll be using the unified rules. No standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule. Only the referee can stop the fight. You cannot be saved by the bell in any round, and the fight will be official after 4 rounds complete. We are set to go for the Cruiserweight Championship. These 2 men, various experiences. Huck, 147 rounds in championship fights. Głowacki, just 128 total rounds in his pro career. PBC on Spike starts now. Fellas, these 2 men had a stare down at their final press conference. We took a stopwatch to it. It lasted a minute and 50 seconds. Might not seem like much. Stare at anything for a minute and 50 seconds without blinking. These 2 guys wanted a piece of each other. They get it here in their United States debuts. By the way, our fight clock is brought to you by the new movie, American Ultra. Everybody's Getting Smoked, August 21st. Głowacki and Huck, you'll see the names on the graphic on the screen. It looks like Huck and Głowacki. We have confirmed the pronunciations. It is Huck and Głowacki.
Scott, I'm gonna go back to that stare down real quick.
Yeah.
I don't care how long, it sounds silly, I don't care how long it lasts, I'm not turning away until you tell me.
And they said that Głowacki actually was the first to turn away.
And we'll see right now if that makes a difference.
Crowd into it early here. There are Polish fans and German fans here to get a good look at each one of their respective fighters.
Watch your heads, watch your heads.
The German in black, Głowacki in the red and white.
Now the question, we talked about it earlier before the fight. Huck tends to start aggressively, tends to throw hard punches. How is Głowacki going to react? Is he going to stand in the pocket and show him you're not going to hurt me? Or is he going to angle and move? Right now, he's standing right in the pocket.
He's standing right there in the pocket. The other thing, too, Huck he's slowed down his tempo right now. I think it could be that Głowacki southpaw stance that we're seeing that's slowing down his offense.
One thing about facing the southpaw, if you're an orthodox fighter, that power shot, that's your money punch. And Huck has an excellent right hand.
And not only that, both guys are trying to line it up. So
yep.
It's all about who lands it first. A good combination right there from Huck.
1 minute to go in round number 1, scheduled for 12.
If we take a look down to the feet real quick, whoever has the foot on the inside, they have a less of an opportunity of landing that straight left or that straight right.
Big shot by Głowacki, drives Huck back for a moment.
Boxing is all about angles. We find that out real soon in this match.
And so far, Głowacki has been able to keep that foot just outside most of the time. That lines up his left hand a lot better than the right hand to Huck.
And if you see, when he threw that 1-2, he steps outside when he throws his jab because he knows that's going to give him advantage of landing that straight left. I'm impressed right now with with his work rate right now.
A lot of times in fights like this, where Huck has more championship experience, fought more than twice the number of rounds, will your opponent be shook and overcome big lights? Głowacki is not.
Great action to end round number 1. At the end of round number 1, it was Huck eating a hook from Głowacki.
As much as we talked about the power punches with the left and the right, that right hook over the top, the lead hook, that was a punch that caught Huck right on the temple.
Great punch thrown by Głowacki right there. Great punch thrown by him.
Good action in the ring in round number 1. Great energy in this building. We'll see if the fighters pick it up here as round number 2 begins.
Look to see if a guy is overwhelmed by the moment. Głowacki not overwhelmed at all, fighting with a lot of confidence in the first round.
Not overwhelmed, and not only that, coming with a lot of hard, heavy shots right now.
And the Głowacki chants begin.
Yeah. And here's what you want to do. When you hurt a guy like that at the end of a round, you want to come out in the next round and establish that, hey, I know I hurt you, I'm coming after you.
Test how much he got back in between rounds.
Exactly. And Huck's still moving slowly right now.
Huck comes in with a record of 38-2-1. Głowacki 24-0. Neither one of these fighters, guys, has ever been knocked down in their pro career.
going to get a lot of heavy straight lefts from Głowacki. What he's doing here is he's actually leaning down a little bit to his left just to line it up. And he's also keeping that right foot outside of Huck's left foot to make it that angle, to create that right angle that he needs.
We're off and running in what we expect to be a great night of fighting. If you miss any of tonight's action, download the free Spike app on your phone or tablet and watch it all tomorrow, PBC on Spike.
A basic 1-2 from Huck. That's about all we're getting right now from Huck. He's the champion.
Now, Głowacki said leading up to this fight, he said, Huck has overlooked me, he has disrespected me. That's exactly what I want. I want him to look past me. Do you think Huck did that and is a little surprised how effective and aggressive Głowacki is, Sean?
You know what? Huck may have done that. If he hasn't, Głowacki is still stepping right to him saying, I'm here for your belt. I'm here to take the history away from you. And look at that foot on the outside. He knows what he wants to do tonight. And Huck's giving it to him right now.
Yeah, so far, Huck's been standing right in front of him, has been there to be hit. Hasn't been an elusive target. But typically, he's not that kind of fighter. Like you said earlier, he's a bully. He likes to move forward and be aggressive. The problem is, defensively, will he have the head movement and counter-punching ability to deal with a guy who's not backing down?
Yeah, and Głowacki stepping forward the way he is right now, you can't help but wonder, did he really change the complexion of this fight? Right now, coming up strong. And
he looks like the stronger man, although both guys just pushing each other around the ring. Głowacki powers forward like his idol, Mike Tyson. That's the large tattoo on his left deltoid as Huck landed a right as he backed away in the final seconds of round number 2. Welcome back. We are live in Newark, New Jersey, set for round number 3 of the cruiserweight title fight. Marco Huck trying to go where no man has gone before in this division. A draw or a win here tonight gives him 14 consecutive successful title defenses. No one in the division has ever been able to accomplish that. Crowd reacting to what was just a balance stumble right by Huck there. Scott Hansen, Jimmy Smith, Sean Porter, Dana Jacobson, your host. Pleased to be with you on Friday Night Lights Out as the Głowacki chants begin again, and then the Huck contingent. It sounds to American sports fans like it's a bark, a woof, if you will. They're saying the Huck in their German accents.
I like it. I like it. Hey, listen, right now, I mean, it's still early. It's only the 3rd round, but you can't help but wonder why Huck is moving at a slower pace than we all anticipated.
This guy who generally starts early, generally spends a lot of energy early in a fight, at least testing the chin of his opponent. He hasn't been able to do that. The only thing I can think of tactically is the fact that Głowacki only been past 10 rounds one time in his career. Huck may be looking as a more experienced guy to drag him into deep water, but he's eating some shots early.
Maybe so, but when you're Głowacki and you putting it all on the line right here, and you're going after something, nothing's going to slow you down, not even 12 rounds.
A left-right combo from Huck, countered with a right, and now into the corner. Huck forced by Głowacki. He fights his way out.
Both guys are having their moments. Huck is finding that counter-punching opportunity with the right, a couple times with the left hook over the top. One thing that's important to keep in mind is the easiest thing to see as a judge is who's moving forward, who's dictating where the fight goes. So far, that's Głowacki.
And that's what I've learned over my course of being a pro is if you're moving forward, if you're throwing punches, chances are you are winning the fight. I like to see something different from Huck. Huck hasn't set anything up, but a counter right hand, which is it's landed, but it's not enough.
Wide swing with the left, just missed the tip of Huck's nose. Mentioned Huck's consecutive title defense streak here. Put this in perspective for you. He's been the champion for 6 years. That's the 3rd longest reigning active streak. The only other names with a longer streak of being a champion in their respective weight classes, Vladimir Klitschko and Floyd Mayweather. A little flurry at the end of round 3. We're back. As we went to commercial break, listen to the bell, and Dave Fields, the referee, had to separate these two men.
A very aggressive ending to that round right there. Głowacki not stepping back, and Huck doing what he can to get into his head before the end of the round.
We start round number 4. The sweat is broken, and you had a point to make here, Sean, on the streak that Huck has been able to put together. That's right up there with the Klitschko and Mayweathers of the world.
Yeah, when you're on a streak like that and you know how to win, you can't help but wonder, even though 3 rounds are done and I have Huck losing, I can't help but think that he's going to figure out a way to win this fight.
Pleased to be joined by the PBC on Spike historian and our unofficial scorekeeper for this evening, Steve Farhood. Steve, what do you got?
Well, Scott, I think it's harder to say Głowacki's name than it is to score the fight. It's pretty clear to me that Głowacki won the 1st round and the 3rd round. 2nd round, I gave Huck, but it was pretty close. So I think Głowacki off to a much better start than we might have anticipated.
For the record, Steve, you nailed it. Głowacki, well done. We'll check back with you. The crowd reacting to every shot here, fellas. Again, these guys have fought exclusively in Europe. First time in America for both of these men.
Boxing is and always has been an ethnic sport. It's one of those things where your fans, you're from Poland, those Polish fans are going to rally behind you. The German fans are going to rally behind you. That's what's happening tonight. It's a frenzied crowd.
I can't help but marvel at the art of boxing right now. I want you guys to pay attention to the feet. Please pay attention to the feet. Whoever's controlling the outside will land the better shots and will win this fight. Right now, it's Głowacki.
Midway through round number 4.
Now we got a double jab in the right hand right there, but his foot was on the inside. He doesn't have the angle that he needs. Good body shot right there from Głowacki.
And you notice the power difference when that foot's on the outside and Głowacki really leans in that left hand. It's a power shot right through the center. On the inside, when Huck counters back and his foot's on the inside, not let a snap to that punch.
No, it's not the same. You need that angle.
Fans, the young assassin Melvin Gillard makes his Bellator debut against Brandon Gertz, plus Patricky Pitbull versus Syed as we have some action in the ring. Syed Awad, it's Bellator MMA, live here on Spike, Friday night, August 28th.
That was a big right hand right there from Huck once he turned Głowacki. One thing you always have to do as a boxer is take advantage of those opportunities when they present themselves. He caught Głowacki off balance and was able to land a heavy right hand.
And I think that's that experience factor. Used to big fights, has fought a lot of different kinds of opponents. He's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve.
A lot. There's a lot in boxing. 2 things in boxing: anticipation and recognition. He anticipated that right hand would be there. He recognized it and he threw the punch.
Coming to the close of round number 4, Głowacki showing out well against the champ. We're back live with Krzysztof Głowacki getting his instructions in Polish in his corner. You might get a peek. That's the left side of his nose. On the right side of his nose, there is what appears to be a red, I'll call it a nick out of his nose. This is not something that has happened during this fight. We did fighter interviews with these guys earlier in the week. We noticed that mark was there. The corner meant for Głowacki, giving it extra attention with the grease to keep it slick. There you can see the redness on the bridge of the nose of Głowacki. Something to keep in mind here as Huck continues to try and land.
In fighting, if you come in and you're not hurt, you're not cut, you probably didn't work hard enough.
I was just about to say that scar right there signifies that he's been working hard in camp. But if you're Huck, you maybe want to try to open that up. You want to try something to get back into this fight.
You saw the CompuBox numbers, both men landing exactly 29% of their punches. Głowacki, to this point, has been the more active fighter with more volume.
because they're not working hard, they're not throwing any punches, all they're doing is they're looking. If you look at Głowacki, he's going up and down, he's moving left and right, he's trying to create something. Those are feints. Whether you like it or not, he's not punching, but he's throwing feints.
Huck retreated for a moment and then was able to land a right, which stood up Głowacki, and now Huck throws a combination which lands again.
This is what we expected round 1, round 2. Now we're starting to see the real Captain Hook.
But Głowacki, to his credit, standing in the pocket, staying tight with his hands, not overwhelmed by the aggression of Hook either. He's not backing down. That's what you look for in a guy fighting for a title, is poise and maturity. We're definitely seeing that out of Głowacki.
Exactly, and you can tell from looking in Głowacki's eyes that he's really ready for this moment, for this opportunity that he's been given. He's not backing down. Good counter right there. Even though the foot's on the inside, you can see that Głowacki has slowed down a little bit, so that punch is still there.
I think maybe he spent a lot of energy making a statement in the opening 2 or 3 rounds. Might need a round to get his energy back. We'll see, 'cause he's not as busy right now.
What a statement he made, but again, you go back to what you said about Hook. Maybe Hook's waiting, maybe Hook's trying to, let him run his course. And now we see Hook starting to come on a little bit stronger with some good combinations. And that's another thing. Głowacki said in the fighter meeting that...
Oh, and a solid right hand got through the defense of Głowacki. Hook doesn't press, though, in the final 10 seconds here of round number 5. We'll go to the 6th. Welcome back. We're live on Spike watching a cruiserweight title fight. Cruiserweight division's only been around since 1979, 36-year-old division. Some of the notable champs, according to Steve Farhood. Well, Evander Holyfield, the name that obviously jumps out. The man we're watching in the ring right here, Marco Huck. And Johnny Nelson, the man with whom he is tied for the greatest string of longevity with the belt.
I want to come back to the point I was making really quick. We said, and Głowacki said in the fighter interviews that he thought that Marco Huck might have been overlooking him. Now we're starting to see that Marco Huck's starting to come on a little bit more. Maybe he didn't overlook Głowacki. Maybe he knows that Głowacki's strong. He's going to come. He's going to come prepared to fight. Maybe I should, show some good defense and play it safe. And then once this fight starts to unravel, then I'll start to let my hand.
And a left hand! Drops Głowacki for the first time in his career. Krzysztof Głowacki on his back. The count has reached 6. Can he make it?
He won't get up. He's up, but he's...
Is he solid? Is he solid?
He does not have his legs under him.
He comes back with an overhand
left. He comes back with a left to fight through it.
Oh!
He tagged Hook. Hook trying to close out Głowacki. Still 2 minutes left to go in round number 6.
They are both hurt, ladies and gentlemen.
Amazing action.
Just when you talk, Sean, about this fight unraveling, it is unraveling for Głowacki.
Yes, unraveling for both these young men right now.
What a choice by Dave Fields, the referee, to let Głowacki go on.
Yeah, what a choice. I thought he was done, but he's back to what he was doing before.
And Głowacki now the aggressor again.
He seems to have recovered. Huck, he's got to land more. Take advantage. Got to take advantage.
I think he's surprised Głowacki is still throwing that straight left hook right down the pipe. I think he thought his opponent was done.
And he respects it. He knows it's dangerous. That's why he's hands are back up, and he's not letting him go the way he was.
Everyone around us, this entire crowd is on its feet, as they should be.
Both these guys are heavy hitters, and they're hitting each other hard. Good body shot right there to mix it up, down to the body.
And another.
That's what he needs to do.
And back upstairs, but away flails Głowacki.
There you go. If it's not open up top, come out to the bottom.
Does not have the look of a fight that will go 12.
But a minute ago, it looked like a fight that wouldn't go 7.
There you go.
Both guys are throwing.
I tell you what, 6 rounds in to 2 fighters most Americans haven't seen yet, you got to be pleased with this.
I love it.
At the end of the day, this is what you expect from a boxing match. It's two fighters that will fight and not take any steps back.
Final 10 seconds of a thrilling round number 6 at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. Głowacki and Huck trading at the end of the bell. Krzysztof Głowacki knocked down for the first time in his undefeated pro career.
Wow. I'll tell you what, I was talking about the feet. He couldn't set up the straight right because his foot was on the inside, but that left hook is surely there. We saw it there.
Will they pick up the action at the beginning of round number 7 that they left us with in round number 6?
Głowacki has bounced to his feet, to his legs. He's not hurt.
His corner in between rounds furious, saying, you get this guy hurt, get him out of there. I've been saying, coach, he's still throwing that left hand. He is not giving up. He's still throwing punches. Hook has gotten a respect for Głowacki's punching power.
Yeah, as he should, as he should. This is boxing. Anything can happen at any time. We know that, which is why we sharpen our defense at all times. We stay responsible on defense at all times.
Steve Farhood, a check here, coming up in the 1 minute into round number 7.
Scott, the knockdown in round 6, huge difference on my part. It gives Hook the lead, and he has the momentum. That knockdown is a 10-8 round, obviously, and all that good work that Głowacki did before that, almost erased by 1 punch.
But a razor-close fight on Steve Farhood's unofficial scorecard.
I've asked some great trainers in boxing, what do you do in between rounds? Is there any way you can get a guy's head back after he's been knocked down? And they all say, nope. He either gets it back or he does. We do little things, but it's up to the guy's heart and the guy's will to get back after a knockdown.
You know what? I saw Marco Huck's corner smacking him a little bit on the chin.
They did.
They just wanted to get his attention, wake him up a little bit. I get cold water poured on me from time to time. I think for me, for the most, big overhand left right there.
Głowacki, staggered hook, now pushes him back to the ropes.
I get yelled at. That's how you get my ass.
You're exactly right. In fact, they were speaking, we were eavesdropping, they were speaking to him in English. Hook's corner slapped him on the face and said, what are you doing? You got this guy, now finish him off.
Finally, we see some straight punches here from both these fellas.
Shades of Emmanuel Newton, Lennox Lewis versus Mike Tyson. Get him out of here, but he's answering back well as Głowacki.
Anthony Durrell tweeting out, name familiar to you PBC on Spike fans. He'll be fighting September 6th, as a matter of fact. Paulie Malignaggi checking in. Bananas with a couple of exclamation points. We agree. Paulie also probably critiquing Sean Showtime Porter in his broadcasting debut.
You know what? I'm glad he didn't say anything. I got a ways to go before I can even begin to compete with Paulie.
And by the way, when I sit in the corner, I met Emmanuel Stewart. I was in Bellator for a second. Emmanuel Stewart, the great coach, telling Lennox Lewis to knock out Mike Tyson. But both these guys still unloading power punches. I gotta say, I'm a little surprised.
We will go to the 8th. Oh, you Spike viewers recognize those two men. Chris and Oliver from Ink Master in the house. Probably admiring the boxing like everyone is right now, and also admiring the artwork on the left deltoid of Krzysztof Głowacki, that big Mike Tyson tattoo.
That is a serious tattoo.
Said he saw Mike Tyson beat Francois Botha back in 1999, and that was his inspiration for throwing his life and career into the sport and putting the tattoo on the left arm.
Kyle Dunbar from Ink Master has done my ink, done fantastic work. Great guys on that show.
That product placement, you just get a free one, Jimmy?
That's plug-in right there.
Plug-in.
Have to, man. Speaking of tattooing, these guys still throwing hard in round 8. Neither guy really fading.
Neither guy fading. I didn't expect that with these foreigners. They're strong over there. They keep coming no matter what. Yep. One thing, nice combination right there from Huck. One thing I am seeing from him, again, even though his foot is on the inside, he is able to line up that hook, and he is trying to throw it more.
And every time, like you said, stepping outside is Marco Huck to land that straight right. He's winning the footwork battle, so he's winning the punching battle.
Exactly.
And now into the corner, Hook is forced. Głowacki presses. Hook finds a way out and battles back at the center of the ring. These two men throwing everything at each other.
He puts all of it into the, that was a barrage of hooks, and he put everything into it. Question is, does Głowacki have the skill to counter once he does unload like that?
Because what he doesn't want to do is trade power punches with Marco Huck. The physically bigger guy tonight, the stronger punches in the past, doesn't want to just stand there and trade. He wants to hit and get out.
Power punches, according to CompuBox, slight advantage to Huck. Głowacki backs up and covers up. And Huck feels like he's done damage because he continues to throw. Głowacki might be staggered here.
Look at
Center of the ring.
outside
He's
now.
lining him up.
Yep. And he was pawing at his eye. I thought maybe their heads clashed because he pawed at his brow above his right eye.
It's been 20 seconds or so since Głowacki has thrown a serious punch.
Right now, Huck needs to have skill, show that you can hit Głowacki from the outside. Hit him with some shots and set him up for a big one. Don't just throw the big shots.
Huck comes in and looks almost off balance before he sets up at range.
I agree with that. He's standing straight up, very erect. Most fighters, the power is generated from your legs all the way up. Not much shift in his punches right now. And Głowacki seems to look like he has recovered.
Final seconds, round number 8, as Marco Huck gets through the defense on Głowacki with 2 clean punches. We will go to round number 9. We are scheduled for 12 in this cruiserweight title bout. With a win here tonight, Marco Huck will set the record for the most successful defenses in history at the cruiserweight division. He's now tied with Johnny Nelson, 13 straight title defenses.
And that experience is starting to show up too.
Steve Farhood very close on his unofficial scorecard, but the 1-point advantage by virtue of the 6th round knockdown that Huck put on Głowacki.
Experience, heart, and guts aren't about how you do when it's going your way. It's how you deal with the adversity. Huck has dealt very well with adversity tonight.
Yeah, he very much has. I have a saying that I hold true to my heart. Adversity makes a champion. When you're able to go through it and come out on top, that's when you really establish yourself as a true champion.
If he breaks the record tonight, he will have earned it.
Yes, very much so, going up against this Polish monster, Głowacki here.
Well, if you like this action, you'll love our September card. Adonis Stevenson, boxing's reigning light heavyweight champion, puts his title on the line against Tommy Karpency. Plus, rising superstar Errol Spence Jr. battles Chris Von Heerden. It's Premier Boxing Champions, Friday, September 11th at 9 o'clock, live right here on Spike.
You see a heavy miss here and there, but for the most part, these guys have started to kind of pull back a little bit on the heavy shots and try to box more in the middle of the ring right here.
Is that fatigue making them a little bit more efficient? Do you think that might be it?
It could be. When fatigue does set in, you figure out a way to get the job done in the way that you know you can get it done. And if you know you can get it done in the middle of the ring, that's where you go. Both these guys, some good jabs right there from Głowacki.
Głowacki in his career only passed 10 rounds 1 time. In terms of rounds, there is no comparison in terms of the experience between these two fighters.
I'm sure Huck's corner knew that. They know that. And this is why they're in the 9th round right now. And he didn't come out the way we expected him to, being a bully, continuing to push the action no matter what.
Yeah, guys, we started the bout by giving that remarkable stat that Głowacki in his career coming into tonight had boxed 128 professional rounds, 128. Huck has fought 147 rounds in championship fights.
Wow, how's that for going up against experience?
we'll go to round number 10 as they jaw again. Some of the testier action in this bout has been at the end of rounds. You hear the bell, they go face to face again, and look at the right eye of Krzysztof Głowacki. That's a cut on the eyebrow of his right eye. We believe that was from a headbutt. Now, what's notable about that is referee Dave Fields did not call it a headbutt, so he will have to deal with it as if it was from a punch.
Would you say 147 title rounds?
Championship rounds.
Yeah, well, with that number, Huck better recognize that and take advantage of it. We're in the 10th round now, and now we're starting to see the bully that we expected earlier on in this fight.
Well, look at the stat at the bottom of the screen. Huck has been here before. Głowacki rarely into the 10th round or later. Just 2 fights for the challenger, 10 or later. What will he have left? The blood could be trouble in that eye socket. Yes, Sean?
Could be trouble. Could be trouble. It depends on how you handle it, especially when you're 10 rounds in, you haven't been here very much. You're tired, you're fatigued, you're trying to fend off a heavy hitter, a champion. What will that eye add to the fight, you know?
It's bad enough in a fight that you're easily winning, let alone a struggle, a battle like this.
Yeah, exactly. If you're easily winning, you figure it out. But, you know, if that's coming on too, the eye is coming on too, along with the opponent, your mind could scramble.
Now, the referee did tell Steve Farhood that it was from an accidental headbutt in the corner at the end of the round.
Okay.
So if it is stopped, they'll go to the scorecards.
I say this, we're talking about this cut in the eye, but Głowacki still isn't taking these steps back.
Huck played possum for a moment, acted like he was hurt, and then came back with a right-left combo, and scored, and then a right snaps the head of Głowacki, and Huck pours it on.
Huck needs to take advantage, continue to pour it on, continue to work this body of Głowacki that apparently is worn down. I would expect it to be 10 rounds in.
What we're seeing out of Huck, we don't see in most fights, effective counterpunching. He isn't always the initiator, he isn't always the bully. He's finding his spots to land the counter right hand.
And with that kind of experience, that's what you learn. You learn how to find spots, how to find those angles, how to make it deceiving that even though you aren't the pressure fighter, you're not the one stepping forward, you still are able to land and connect and win. And we also see now that once Głowacki gets off, Huck looks to step forward and get off too. He knows it's the end of the fight. He needs to win all these rounds.
Huck with the volume continues to score. Those are getting through pretty cleanly on Głowacki. He loaded up for a big right, couldn't land it. And now they'll brawl in the center of the ring. And an overhand right. Głowacki stares him down in the eyes. But we're going to get a break here and a mouthpiece on the ground. Dave Fields recognized it. Send him to neutral corners.
Dave Fields constantly getting between these two fighters, separating them at the end of the round. He's earned his money tonight.
There you go. Pop it back in. Let's go. He's sweating through his shirt. These two fighters in their American debut giving it everything they've got. How about Huck with a shot, bang, on the button. The cruiserweights have been spectacular, and the main event is still to come. We've got a heavyweight fight. Antonio Tarver, Steve Cunningham, words exchanged in the days leading up to their fight. They'll get it on as soon as we are done here in this cruiserweight title fight. It's been spectacular, guys. These two guys came to the United States to live their American boxing dream. Fans are going to want to see both of these guys again, regardless of the outcome.
And especially in the last couple of years, seeing guys coming over from Europe, Gennady Golovkin, Sergey Kovalev, hard punchers that have fan-friendly fights. I put both these guys in that category, Sean. Most
Definitely. These guys have come over here and they've done a tremendous job. I'll tell you what, the fight early on was easier to score. These last few rounds, they've all been close and tough to score. Right there, we saw a feint to the body, then a lead hook right there from Marco Huck. Again, that's been his heaviest shot, has been the hook. And so we'll look for him to land that even more.
Okay, Steve Farhood now has a three-point advantage opened up by Huck. Are we getting into or creeping into Głowacki feeling like he has 5 minutes left at this point to try and get a knockout?
I would imagine so. Both these guys at this point, they know that it's one round at a time and there's only 2 left. I got to win these rounds. We'll look for both of these guys to be very aggressive through the rest of this fight.
Now, one thing is, I don't see how either guy thinking I need a knockout changes their strategy. They've been throwing knockout punches since round number 1. I think it's going to be the same kind of fight.
Right? Exactly. The punch output is just going to pick up. I think that's all we can expect at this point. Both these guys have great chins. Even though Głowacki went down once, I don't think he's going to go down again.
Yeah, that punch would have dropped a rhino. No shame in going down to that punch, but he got up again.
And that shot we saw that snapped Głowacki's head back in the 10th round would have dropped many men. So let's hear it a little bit for the chin of Głowacki, the Polish fighter.
We saw a rare body shot right there from Głowacki. Got to go to the body early. If you go to the body early, it pays dividends at the end of the fight. Not to say that it's too late for that, but I would have liked to have seen that earlier in the fight.
Usually later on in the fight, the body shot is to set up the head, not just take the legs out from under the guy, but...
Down goes Huck! The first time in his career he has been knocked to the canvas. Can he get up? Głowacki with a stunning turn of events. Huck turns his back to the referee. They will fight on with 30 seconds left to go. Głowacki trying to pull off the upset. He hits him again. Huck is in major trouble. It's over. It's over. It's over. The streak is over. Głowacki with the amazing 11th round knockout to win the Cruiserweight Championship.
This is the kind of story you watch boxing for. This was an amazing fight with an even more spectacular finish. I am stunned.
I'll tell you what, I'm stunned too, the way Huck was finishing. I didn't expect to see this kind of finish. Głowacki pulled it off.
The Prudential Center is electrified with the Polish fighter coming to the United States. A man who had not lost in his division at a championship level for 6 years. A man who was knocked down in the 6th round and came within 2 seconds of being knocked out. Comes back in the 11th round to score one of the most thrilling, spectacular, punishing knockouts you'll ever see.
Amazing finish.
And look at it here. Left hand followed by the right. That sharp, tight combination. Marco Huck dragged himself back to his feet, but he was on unsteady legs. It was a matter of time. Look at this beautiful shot, Sean.
Unbelievable overhand left right there from Głowacki. I tell you guys this, I have rules in my gym. One rule is you don't pull straight back with your hands down. Huck pulled straight back with his hands down, and he got knocked out.
He was trailing on our unofficial scorecard. He had 1 round left if he couldn't finish it off in the 11th. But at 2:39 of the penultimate round, Krzysztof Głowacki becomes Cruiserweight Champion of the World. We will come back with the official announcement on the other side of this commercial break. Catch your breath, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, PBC on Spike has just delivered you what might be the fight of the year. How did it happen, Sean?
I tell you what, every fighter should have rules. One rule you should have is not to pull back, straight back, with your hands down. That's exactly what Marco Huck did, and he got caught with an overhand left.
Take one more look at it.
He's pulling straight back, the hands are down.
That shot.
And Głowacki did a wonderful job of following up that overhand left.
Absolutely.
With another right.
And then closing.
And then closing. That's what you have to do. Earlier in the fight, when Huck knocked down Głowacki, he didn't finish. He didn't close. At the end of this fight, the fighter that didn't have as much experience knew what to do right there. He knew how to finish and close this
Listen
fight.
to the Głowacki chants from the Polish faithful. And I'm sure some American converts and maybe some German ones at that. A tremendous come from behind. This is Hollywood stuff. I don't want to overstate it. This man was 2 seconds away from being knocked out in the 6th round. Credit referee Dave Fields for letting the fighters continue, calling a clean fight throughout, and allowing this spectacular 11th round knockout. And a man with a belt around his waist comes over to the broadcast table, giving high fives to Sean Showtime Porter and Jimmy Smith. Michael C. Williams has the honors with the official ring announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the PBC ring, it officially comes to an end at 2 minutes, 39 seconds. Into round number 11, the winner by knockout, and now the new Cruiserweight Champion, Krzysztof the Head Głowacki.